Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Freeing Your Mind podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Dukeman. So, this week I wanted to talk about how to build and grow your change. Big thing with going through the process of healing from trauma or any of the things in your mindset is mapping out what you want in life and truly having a clear picture of that and understanding how to proceed step by step. So I'll just use myself as an example. When I started out on my journey with mental health, I was very unsure of what I wanted in life. I knew I wanted to continue to help people. I knew that I didn't want to be in the fire service anymore. And I kind of went through a phase where I was like, no, maybe I can keep doing this in the fire service. Maybe I want to. Truth be told, I really did. Um, I still really very much enjoy helping people and care about people. It just, I am at a point in my career and in my life where that no longer serves me. It doesn't it doesn't add value to my life, and it's time for me to do something else. And I've spent a lot of time praying and pondering and really listening to what I should do. So a big part of that is I had to figure out what I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do, I always wanted to get my real estate license. I've been involved with real estate investment on and off for a lot of years. Whether I was actually doing it or just keeping an eye on the market and having an interest in it in some way, shape, or form. So for me, I decided I'm going to get my real estate license. I started that journey back in December of last year. And in the process, it took me a lot to make the shift to go back to school to be a student. Had a lot of worries, fears, anxieties, stresses over it, and had to reschedule my life so that I could accomplish that undertaking. Well, back in, I think it was August, I got my real estate license. And in that process, have started to build a business in real estate and have gotten back into real estate investment. So as I progress on that journey, I can look back now and really see that I had to make a lot of changes to do so. And the reason that I bring this up is because there was a lot of people that I've talked to over the last almost year or more that have wanted to leave the fire service or leave law enforcement. And I've had people on this podcast who have done that and done different things. And so, if that's you, and maybe you're not even in the emergency services, you're just done with your career, but you don't know where to go, but you've had to deal with these things with your mental health. And so these things seem like monumental leaps and they stress you out. They'll stress anybody out. For me, I was really stuck in this overthinking phase, and which would just make me stagnant. I would get nothing done. I'd be sitting on the fence doing nothing. So what I had to do was I had to teach myself to only worry about the step that was next. Just like when you're walking. Okay, I need to take a step. All right, which foot am I putting in front of me? And I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that foot in front of me. And then I'm going to worry about the next step. I'm not going to think about 10 steps down the line or the top of the stairs, any of that stuff. I'm worried about the step that's immediately in front of me. What is right in front of you right now that's challenging you? Break it down and take the step. Just the one step that gets you just the next logical step that gets you closer. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just sit yourself down and think, what is the next logical thing to do? And do that. It could just be a small thing. It could be as simple as, I don't know, maybe you're trying to create a business and you need to create an LLC. It could be as simple as logging in and creating an account on LegalZoom to start the process. That's the first step, right? Well, now maybe you're actually like going to bite the bullet. You're going to do it and actually create that LLC. Well, now do that. Take that next step. And when we do things that way, where we take one step at a time and we don't worry about the big picture, it allows us to break it down into manageable chunks where we do not get overwhelmed. And that's so important with our everyday life, whether it's an everyday mundane task or if it's something big and monumental that we're trying to do. So as we talk about that and how to break those steps down and actually breaking those steps down, you need to have a long-term goal. What is that long-term goal? What is it that you're trying to achieve? And focus on that, but not to the point where it's overwhelming. Just know that that's where you're going, but you're taking this step to get there, and then the next step to get there. And what that does, that allows you to remember what you're doing, why you're doing it. It also sets you up so you're just taking that one step and you're not becoming overwhelmed. Now, some other things that you can do, definitely write things down, break things down. I'm a big fan of a whiteboard and breaking things into categories, what I'm working on by the quarter, right? 4 quarters in a year. I break everything down by the quarter. It allows me to keep organized and maintain focus. Your goals should also be on there in some way, shape, or form. If you're breaking things down by the quarter, each category is a goal. However you decide to build that, there's a lot of different ways. A lot of people have written books on it. There's a lot of coaches out there that do those sort of things as well. Now, the bigger picture in all this and why I bring this up, there has been a lot of solo episodes that I've done recently on this podcast. And much of that is due to time constraints, where it's hard for me to find the time to actually get an interview in with somebody that works with their schedule and my schedule. And it also, as I've been building what I've been building, and I've hinted at this for a long time, but I've never been one to just brag about what I'm working on until I'm actually it's built, right? But as I've been making this transition and working on rebranding myself for social media so that I can utilize social media as the tool that it is, a great tool to market and do business. It's occurred to me through talking with my partner and some other folks that I trust their advice and their coaching, that things have changed. And while I want to continue to help people and continue to help this audience and grow this audience, what I want to do is add something to this podcast and to the work that I'm doing. And it's going to take some time to build, but I'll be transparent with you on that. What I want to build is beyond just getting you the help with your mental space and that mindset stuff that's so important. But for those of you out there that are desperately in need or want a change in your life, or just even to better your financial situation, what I want to start doing is helping those who are interested to learn how to invest in real estate, whether you're buying it, flipping and fixing it, fix and flip, or if you're picking it up as a short-term rental, long-term rental, Airbnb, arbitrage, any of those things. And because I have developed a lot of experience in this and have invested in myself to learn more experience and gain the real estate license, I feel like I can help. And I feel like I can help this audience. And I know for me, I wanted out of what I was doing, and there may be some others out there who also want out of what they're doing for a career. And I want to be able to help you all with that. I want to be able to help change people's lives for the better. So I think between mindset and offering some experience and some knowledge and ways to grow a real estate portfolio or learn to invest in real estate is a big thing. And that's what I want to offer this audience. And so in doing so, I will be taking a short break from this podcast. So this will be the last episode that is aired for a while. I will keep you all up to date on social media, and perhaps I'll drop some videos on YouTube or something just to keep you up to date too. But in that time, I'm going to restructure the podcast I'm going to be doing some things to build my business so that I have a little bit more availability and time for the guests that will be coming on this podcast. What we're going to transition to is people who have business experience, how they've built businesses, and their background with dealing with their mental health, because it's all part of it. And once we get our head game straight, that's when we can get everything else straight in our lives. So I'm thankful for this audience, and I'm grateful for everyone who has shared this podcast, has commented on it, has been a part of it, and I really look forward to serving you all in the future. And as we do so, and as we serve in the future, as I do this with y'all, I look forward to helping you to better your life and change your life in such profound ways, and to teach you something that has the potential to change your family's life generationally for the better. Because we're all capable of great things. That's why we do the hard work we do, ladies and gentlemen. And because we're all capable of those great things, let's go after them. So with that, thank you again. And we will see you soon when we come back with the next version of Freeing Your Mind podcast. Love you all. Have a great night. God bless.